Have you ever felt your blood boil because of someone's words? Maybe a friend said something hurtful, your boss shouted at you, or someone simply ignored your message, and suddenly your whole mood was ruined. But here is a truth you might not have considered. No one can make you angry unless you give them permission. This is the story of a man who lost his peace over everything, until one meeting transformed his life forever. In a quiet village nestled by the mountains lived a man named Raheem. Everyone knew him for one thing: his short temper. If his wife forgot to add salt to the food, he shouted. If a neighbor's cow strayed into his field, he screamed. Even when children played and laughed outside his home, he would yell, "Can't you people be quiet for one moment?" To Raheem, the world was the problem. He truly believed everyone else needed to change, not him. His wife Amina would often say softly, "Raheem, why do you let such small things steal your peace?" He would frown and reply, "Because people must learn respect. If they behave badly, how can I possibly stay calm?" What he didn't realize was that every time he reacted, he was handing his peace over to others, like a priceless gift he didn't know he was giving away. One summer morning, a monk arrived in the village. He wore simple white clothes, and his face glowed with a profound sense of calmness. He would sit quietly under a large banyan tree near the village well. People whispered, "He doesn't speak much," but when he does, his words stay in your heart. One afternoon, Amina suggested, "Raheem, why don't you meet the monk? Maybe he can help you." Raheem just laughed. "What can a silent monk teach me? He doesn't have to deal with people who drive you mad every single day." But fate, it seems, had other plans. The very next day, while Raheem was working in his field, a neighbor's son accidentally broke one of his tools. Raheem exploded. He shouted so loud that even the birds flew away in a panic. The boy ran home crying. That night, Raheem sat alone, his chest feeling heavy and tight. He whispered to himself, "Why do I always end up feeling worse after I shout?" He couldn't sleep a wink. Before sunrise, he found himself walking towards the banyan tree. The monk was already there, sitting silently, listening to the first birds of the morning. Raheem hesitated for a moment, but finally spoke up. "Master, I'm tired. People make me so angry, and I just can't control myself." The monk opened his eyes and smiled kindly. "Sit, my friend," he said. Then he asked a simple question. "When someone upsets you, how long does your anger usually stay?" Raheem thought for a moment. "Sometimes an hour, sometimes a whole day." The monk nodded. "And when it finally fades, how do you feel?" Raheem sighed, empty, sad, and completely exhausted. The monk's voice was soft as he replied, "Exactly, because anger burns the one who holds it, not the one it's aimed at." He lifted a small cup of water from beside him. "Look," he said, "this water is calm. You can see your reflection in it clearly. But if I shake it, He swirled the cup, and the water became cloudy and turbulent. Now you can't see anything. He looked directly at Raheem. Your mind is just like this water. When it's disturbed, you can't see the truth. Raheem frowned. So, what should I do? Just stay silent when people insult me? The monk smiled. No, you must learn to respond, not react. Imagine someone throws dirt at you. You can either reach out and catch it, getting your hands dirty, or you can simply step aside and let it fall to the ground. The choice is always yours. The next morning, the monk asked Raheem to bring a pot of water and some sand. When Raheem returned, the monk said, "Now, heat the water." As the water began to bubble and boil, he asked, "Can you touch it now?" Raheem shook his head. "No, of course not. It's too hot." The monk smiled. "That is your anger. When your emotions boil, your peace disappears." Then he sprinkled a handful of sand into the boiling pot. "This," he said, "is your mind when you reacting clear and dirty." He let the pot sit for a few minutes. Slowly, the sand settled at the bottom, and the water became clear again. "And this," the monk continued, "is what happens when you stop reacting. The mind settles, and peace returns on its own." Raheem sat there silently, a wave of understanding washing over him. He had been boiling his own peace all these years. Over the next few days, Raheem practiced staying calm. Whenever someone annoyed him, he took a deep breath and remembered the monk's words. Step aside. Don't catch the dirt. It wasn't easy. His old habits fought back hard. One day, a merchant in the market tried to cheat him. Raheem's blood started to boil. He felt the familiar urge to shout, his tongue ready with sharp words. But then he stopped. He took a slow, deep breath and said calmly, "I think I will buy from someone more honest." Then he simply walked away. The merchant just stood there, speechless. For the first time, Raheem didn't argue, and for the first time, he felt a profound sense of peace. That night, he slept soundly, like a child. But life always tests our lessons. One morning, a group of young men started teasing him. "Look," they jeered, "the angry man has become a saint." They laughed loudly, trying to get a reaction. Raheem felt his fists tighten, the familiar heat rising in his chest. But then he remembered, when you react, you give away your power. He turned to them, smiled, and said calmly, "You're right. I used to be angry, but now I'm learning something better." Confused. One of them asked, "How can you stay calm when we're insulting you?" Raheem replied with a simple analogy. When someone offers you poison, you don't have to drink it. The group went silent. Raheem walked away, feeling free and peaceful. Weeks passed. Raheem's wife noticed the incredible change. He no longer shouted at the children playing outside. He smiled more often. Even when things went wrong, he remained calm. One morning, Raheem returned to the banyan tree and bowed to the monk. "Master," he said, "I finally understand. No one ever made me angry. It was my own mind. Now I choose peace instead of pain." The monk smiled warmly. You have learned well, Raheem, but life will keep testing you. Just know that each time you choose to stay calm, you grow stronger. Raheem then asked, will the tests ever stop? The monk laughed softly. When the storm realizes you no longer run from it, it stops chasing you. Years later, Raheem became known as the calmest man in the village. When others lost their temper, they would come to him for advice. He always told them, peace isn't the silence around you, it's the silence within you. One day, a young boy asked him, Uncle Raheem, don't people still make you angry? Raheem smiled. Sometimes they try, but when you stop reacting, their power over you disappears. You can't control the wind, but you can always learn how to adjust your sails. He looked at the distant mountains and whispered, when I stopped reacting, I finally started living. We can't stop people from saying hurtful things. We can't stop problems from appearing in our lives, but we can stop giving them power over our inner peace. Every reaction is a choice, and every moment of calm is a display of true strength. The one who controls their reactions ultimately controls their life. So the next time someone tries to shake your peace, just smile and whisper to yourself, I won't catch the dirt. Remember, real strength isn't in shouting back. It's in staying peaceful when the world tries its best to disturb you. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content that helps you find peace from within. We'll see you in the next one.